Hi everybody. It's good to see you. I hope you're well. Want you pull you up a chair and set a spell while I share the story of the Drish house. In a popular Alabama town where football champions and history are born lies the Drish house. It is a large stucco brick mason mansion built on 450-acre plantation by John R. Drish, a doctor and native from Virginia, one of the earliest settlers of Tuscaloosa, Alabama in 1822. After his wife passed, he married Sarah Owen McKinney, a wealthy widow, in 1835. By then, he was already a successful practicing physician and also worked as a building contractor with many skilled slave artisans. They executed many of the early plaster works in Tuscaloosa. The early incarnation of the Drish house is credited to the influence of state architect William Nichols. The exterior was completed in 1837. It had a full-width Doric porticos to the front and rear with two-story pilasters dividing each bay on all four sides. The house was remodeled in the Italian style prior to the Civil War, with a three-story brick tower being added to the eaves and overhang and a two-story cast-iron sided porch on each side. John Drish died in 1867 from a fall down the stairs. Dr. Drish was a well-known drunk and gambler. In 1867, he was drunk as a skunk and fell over the banister to his death, while Sarah, planning his funeral, made it an elaborate funeral. She added candles all the way around his casket and demanded that they be saved for her. Sarah died in 1884. After her death, the Drish house changed hands a few times. It was still a residence, but the vast acreage was sold and subdivided to create Tuscaloosa's first major expansion. The Drish house was later used as the Board of Education and operated as the Jemison School in 1906. The house was used as the school until 1925. When it was purchased for Charles Thurman's parts warehouse for his wrecking company. In 1835 or 36, Walker Evans took his famous photo of the Drish house, which is displayed at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. In 1940, the Southside Baptist Church purchased the house, and they added a sanctuary abutting the house on one side and a detached Sunday school building on the other. Well, in 1935, demolition threatened the house, but luckily it was leased to the Heritage Commission of Tuscaloosa County instead of a former church member when the church became defunct in 1995. By 2006, it was in a state of disrepair when the Alabama Historical Commission added the Drish house to the plans in peril. In 2007, the house was deeded over to the Tuscaloosa County Preservation Society, which made group efforts to stabilize the structure and raise enough money to restore it. The church additions were removed in 2009, and by 2012, the Drish house was purchased by Nika McCool, who renovated the exterior and interior to open it as an event venue by 2016. Let's move on to the legends surrounding the house. It has been told that the house has been the site of purported hauntings. Since the 20th century, supernatural events over the years have been reported, including people seeing the third-story tower on fire when there was no presence of fire, and orbs coming out of the house. You can see candles burning long into the night, though there is no one inside the house. when his wife placed candles around his casket and ordered the servant to place the same candles around hers when she passed. And when she passed, those candles mysteriously disappeared and were never to be found again. She appeared angry about this way after her death. People often reported losing their balance while walking the floors. A person who worked at the house was chased down the 219 stairs by a malevolent force dressed in blue. It said when the third-story fire was reported, the firefighters arrived. There was no evidence of a fire anywhere ever taking place. And it's even reported that one of the firefighters actually saw Sarah herself, which looked like she was looking for something. I bet she was in search of those candles. Well, folks, I want to thank you for sitting and listening to me tell about the Drish house and its history. And today, the house is actually a place that you can rent today as a like a wedding venue or dinner parties or anything. It's been fully restored and it's absolutely beautiful. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. We love you to pieces, and we'll see you next time.